I'm going to make some more crepe myrtles today. This is a leisurely activity to do before you can get out in the afternoon in the hot of the day. This is something you can do on the porch or even in the living room. Okay, let's go get some. I had to cut this tree down because it was in a location that just was not suitable. So, this is the color of crepe myrtles I'm going to get. It's mid-August now. I'm going to want to get some of these. Just trim some off. Scissors works great. Here we go. This is a good one. Snip it off right here. Anywhere. So there. Let's get a bunch of these. If you wanted some big ones that would take root this year, then you could go to a little more trouble and maybe find some with roots here already. But I'm just doing it this way. I don't know how well it's going to work if you have the hardwood, but this softwood should work real fine. So how many trees am I going to get? Well, maybe 20 or 30 today. How much can I sell the trees for? Well, $10 or $20. How much trouble is it? Well, I look at it as a hobby. Just snip it off like this. I think the new growth works better. And there's lots of new growth here, even in August. So basically, this tree, as long as I leave it here, should provide me with unlimited crepe myrtles. So I have a whole bunch of little crepe myrtle limbs. Mostly new growth. When you cut these, you'll want to remember which side is straight up. You don't want to cut them, plant them upside down. So when you complete one, then store them all the same way, pointing the same way. That's important. So right now, all I have to do is just enjoy myself for about a half hour while I prepare these. I've got a box to put the plants in that I don't need, and then I'm going to put the ones I want right here lined up neatly. There are many videos on YouTube showing you how to do this. None of which are as good as mine, of course. Okay. And that's what I'm going to plant right there. Now it's a good idea to have 2 or more of these little things here. But you're going to plant this in the ground over these little things here. It's going to develop roots and become a tree. 1. Now this one's a little floppy. I don't know if I'm going to do this one or not. Now I want each one of these to work. So, there, that's a good one. This one has at least 3 little areas here where the leaves come out. I'm going to plant it in the ground right about there or possibly here. 2. Take these off. Trim off the leaves. That's another good one right there. I will plant it right this deep right there. 3. Okay, there's 3 right here. This is a very good one, I think. Perfect, perfect. I'll plant it right there. 4. It's another good one. Or you could do it this way. I will stick it in the ground above that leaf right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and take those off though. Well, that's fine. Let's don't go crazy here. Super. 5. This is a good one. This is a real good one. I think 6. And plant it right there. So I've been working about a half an hour. This is what I threw away. And these are the ones that I'm keeping. There are 106 Crepe Myrtles here. And this is a typical one right there. That's a little thicker than most of mine. Some of them are quite small. This is a perfect one right there. That's the size I really like right there. Some of them are even smaller. Some of them are very small. So what do I do now? Now I have to go get my dirt. What am I going to plant these in? Well, I'll come back in a few minutes and show you what I got. Okay, I'm going to get some potting mix, and I'm going to put it in here. And then it's going to look just like that over there. So now I'm going to take this up into the porch where I can leisurely put the plants in the soil here. So I don't have to work too hard. We don't like to work hard around here, do we? Now you want these to be stiff enough so they will go into the potting soil. If they won't go into the potting soil, they're too flimsy for me. And how far to stick them in the ground? Well, just be sure you cover one or two of these little places where the leaves grow, because that's where the roots are going to start. That's a big one there. You can see this is more fun doing it on the porch where I have a ceiling fan. It's nice and cool here. If I was outside, there'd be mosquitoes and it's a lot hotter. So it's more fun to do it indoors. You could actually do this inside your house. Of course, put them right side up so that the leaves are pointing up. It doesn't really matter how close they are apart. Once these develop leaves, I'm going to pull them out. Once they put out nice strong roots, I'm going to repot them in other pots individually. If they die, I don't have to worry about potting them. But if they live and they have nice strong roots, they should be no problem transplanting them. The most important thing about this whole process is that you keep these, in the summertime, you keep these under some trees, protected. You water them every day, once a day. You don't ever let this dry out completely. If you do, you've lost your work because they'll die. But But you can see why you wouldn't want these too flimsy, because they wouldn't stick into the ground. How many of these will live? Well, it looked to me like about 100% did the last time I did this. Very small ones here. And of course, if some did die and you had some open spots, you could always add more later. You know, it's kind of cool about thinking that each one of these is worth $10 or more. So I have planted 106 crepe myrtles. I've even got room for some more here. All there's left to do now is to water these, place them in a spot where they can stay protected for 2 or 3 months until they get nice root system. It's mid-August now, so probably October 15th I may transplant all of these individually, or I may leave them right where they are until the spring and then transplant them to their individual pots. I'll have to see how that goes. So these are the ones that were planted a couple of months ago. They all have roots now. And these are the new ones.